Hello and welcome to Countrywide on Benue Television. I am Susan Ayo. The headlines. Governor Hyacinth earlier directs immediate building of classrooms and hostels at Benue State Rehabilitation Center. Organized labor kicks against Federal Executive Council's decision to step down memorandum of new national minimum wage. Plus, Abia State government says it would pay salary arrears on civil servants in trenches. And the news in details. The Benue State government, with support from the federal government, has awarded contracts of the construction of roads across the state totaling over 600 kilometers. Governor Hyacinth earlier announced this Sunday in Boko while addressing the people of Apa Agatu Federal Constituency on a thank you visit to the area. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula reports that the governor also announced awards for construction of Abagaji Okolo in Agabe Road. The reports.
It is the last day of Governor Hyacinth Alia's thank you visit to the people of Benue State. He arrives Ogbokwo, the headquarters of Apagatu Federal Constituency, and the hometown of the acting chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Benue State, Benjamin Omakulu. The visibly excited governor says he is grateful to the people of Apagatu for giving him votes that no governor in Benue State has ever gotten to become their governor. He again restates the commitment of his administration towards ending insecurity in the state, noting that as one of the areas worst hit by unprovoked attacks, the people of Apagatu deserve maximum attention to enable them return to their ancestral homes to live normal lives. The governor, who explains his interest in struggling to keep democracy for the good of the people, vows to remain with the people, work for them, and with them. He again emphasizes the need for formation of farm cooperatives to access agricultural incentives and loans at low interest rate to boost food production and maintain the state's status of the food basket of the nation.
But since we came in, this insecurity was like cancer. When we killed it this side, it sprung up this way. When we trimmed this one down, it was coming up this way. But as I'm speaking, even Apa Agatu is enjoying relative peace. But that doesn't mean that we have finished with the problem. We have so much work to do still.
Acting chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Benue State, Benjamin Omakulu, and Commissioner for Transport and Power, Omale lead other prominent sons and daughters of the area to applaud Governor Alia's efforts to stabilize security and humanitarian challenges being faced by the people, describing him as a courageous governor. The people, who reaffirm total loyalty and support to the governor, however, request for more infrastructural gaps to be filled in the area, particularly the opening of rural roads to connect and link them to other parts of the state.
You have distinguished yourself in all spheres, and the people of Benue State are very, very happy with you. And more particularly, that of Apagatu Federal Constituency.
For Senator Barnabas Gemade and Daniel Unje, the governor has demonstrated courage, integrity, and resilience that was lacking in Benue politics, promising not to stand in his way but support him to deliver on his mandate.
Once you have integrity, you are 99.9% done with your job as far as it relates to governance and even on our interpersonal relationship with people. That is why you will need to protect that with the whole of your life. Integrity. That is what you brought to the table.
Over 2,000 decampees from other political parties joined the APC during the visit. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Benue State government has listed some roads in Oju, Obi, and areas among critical infrastructure to be constructed in the present administration. Governor Hyacinth earlier announced this alongside awards of contracts for construction of Achoho Awaji Oju, which will be assisted by the federal government. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula tells us more.
As the thank you tour of local government areas across the state continues, Governor Hassan Efalia arrives the first port of call in Benue South geopolitical zone, comprising Oju, Obi Federal constituency. Royal fathers and people of the area receive the governor, who informs them that his presence is simply to express gratitude to them for the overwhelming support during the 2023 elections that led to him becoming governor of the state. This mandate, Governor Hassan Efalia vows to protect while delivering dividends of democracy to the people. He seizes the opportunity to inform the people of plans to affect development projects in the areas, including construction of some roads and demarcation of boundaries in Igede land to address land disputes and insecurity in the area. He expresses disappointment over fighting and killing over lands. The governor announces a word of contract for the construction of Achoho Awaji to Oji Road with assistance from the federal government.
My aim of visiting with you today is simply to say thank you. You did something so amazing when I came out and pleaded with you to send me to represent you as your governor. You gave me the number during elections, the votes no other governor has ever received in Benue State.
Member representing Ojobi Federal constituency, David Ogeu, that of Ojutu State constituency, Suri Ekong, Commissioner for Science, Technology and Renewable Energy, Nick Eworo, described the governor's store as unique, encouraging him not to waver as the people of Igede land stand in support of his administration. The opinion leaders say they are trusting the governor to put an end to the land and security issues in the area and appeal to him to always carry them along in appointments and projects.
As a people, we need nothing else than to be happy. To us, we have to be saying to the governor, thank you for what he's doing. Like in my own constituency, he gave us 2 slots of commissioners that never happened before. He gave us 2 special advisors. These are rare privileges. So we have to say to him, thank you.
Over 500 decampees from other political parties are received into the APC during the visit. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Vision News, Makudi.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for that report. As part of efforts to revive the Igmale Cement Company, Benue State government has approved the construction of Igmale to Aguila Road. Governor Hyacinth earlier announced this at Opoga during his visits to Opoko, Ado and Owadibo Federal Constituency. Emmanuel Akula tells us more again.
Indeed, there is disability. These are people living with disabilities undergoing rehabilitation at Api in Makudi. Governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Thalia, while returning from his thank you tour from Otukpo, takes a turn to the rehabilitation center to inspect its facilities. The governor has conducted round the school and shown dilapidated structures, including hostels and classrooms. He expresses total dissatisfaction with the present condition of things at the school, promising to commence immediate renovations and effect feeding of the students. He says his desire is to ensure the education and training of citizens, and so pronounces immediate commencement of work on 2 hostels, classroom block, drilling of 2 boreholes, a dining hall, and installation of solar lights at the center to improve the learning and living conditions of the students. The State Chief Executive directs his Commissioner for Health and Human Services to supply insecticide mosquito-treated nets to the school and to ensure that doctors commence work at the facility to attend to the health needs of the students. Governor Leah wants the students to be diligent in their studies to learn skills, assuring them that his government will do everything possible to give them comfort.
Everything give them comfort. I want them to know that I love them so much.
The Executive Secretary, Benue State Rehabilitation Board, Alexander Makindev, presented school plan to the governor, calling his attention to the dilapidated infrastructure and the need to urgently address challenges facing the school. The Benue State Rehabilitation Center RP has over 200 students undergoing rehabilitation. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Benue State Governor Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia has pronounced immediate building of classroom blocks and hostels at the Benue State Rehabilitation Center RP. Governor Alia made the pronouncement Monday when he paid an unscheduled visit to the school. According to the governor, the deliberate move to address challenges of accommodation and provide a suitable learning environment for students. Emmanuel Akula tells us more. Okay, we take that in our subsequent news. Benue State Governor Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia mourns the death of a former military governor of Benue State, Air Vice Marshal Adebayo Lawal, retired, who died in the early hours of Sunday, June 23, 2024, at the age of 83. Governor Alia, in a message of condolence signed by his Chief Press Secretary Teso Kula, describes the late military governor as someone who played a huge role of overseeing the peaceful transition from military rule to democratic rule in Benue State, ensuring a smooth handover to the late Apeko for the first civilian governor of the state. He says the late Lawal, who was also a one-time Minister of Youth and Sport, will be fondly remembered as a dedicated military officer, a great businessman and a philanthropist, while praying to God to give his immediate family, the people of Benue State and Kwara State, the fortitude to bear the great loss. Governor Alia also prays to God to grant the late Lawal internal rest, according to the governor's spokesperson. A state government delegation led by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Sam Odi, had gone to Lagos to physically condole with the family of the late Lawal, who has since been buried according to Islamic rites. Recall that late Lawal was the military governor of Benue State from July 1978 to October 1979. You're watching Countrywide on Benue Television. Let's take a quick break. Stay with us.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 Naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million Naira. Second prize, 500,000 Naira. And third prize, 300,000 Naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion.
Glad to have you back. 257 property belonging to the Benue State government, which were sold to private bodies from 2015 to 2023, had been recovered not to have records or proof of payments to show evidence of transactions. This was made known before the Commission of Inquiry investigating the monetary worth of the property and whether due process was followed in their sale and lease. Director Bureau Services Office of the Head of Service, Mark Luga, who presented the list of property, however, could not provide the documents for their sales, saying he was new on the seat and did not have access to what transpired during the period. He explained that the assets comprising mostly of layouts were acquired to be developed for the welfare of civil servants, adding that detailed information of sales are vested with management committee headed by the head of service. After extensive drills, councils representing the state government, Victor Nyamtamen, urged the panel to adjourn sittings to enable the witness go and look for the documents to present them before the court. Chairman of the commission, retired Justice Apollos Idi, adjourned to 4th of the next month for continuation of hearing. A memorandum on the consensus of modern market was also presented by a legal practitioner, Dr. Vanen Atom, on behalf of the consortium, arguing that the market was among the 25 government entities that were advertised for sale before the court injunction restrains the action, but the consortium was already on the site. Similarly, the quest for justice for the gruesome murder of young man Teve Zeve of Pass Brother Community, Boko Road in Goma local government area of Benue State has led to the arrest of a man, Joseph Awa. According to security sources, Awa remanded at the Makudi Correctional Center as the suspect comes from the same community as the victim. The suspect was arraigned before the Makudi Magistrate Court for offense of criminal conspiracy, culpable homicide, and acts of terrorism by police. Prosecuting officer Inspector Godwin Auto informed the court that the suspect, with others still at large, armed themselves and invaded the house of a victim on the 30th of last month at night, during which they shot sporadically through the window of his bedroom, forcing him to come out, and was eventually killed while the wife watched helplessly. A phone belonging to one of the attackers was recovered from the scene of the crimes, and during investigation it was discovered it belonged to Joseph Awa, according to his arrest by police. In his ruling, the presiding judge, Justice Kelvin Batomon, gave an order that the suspect be remanded at the correctional center pending determination of the suit. The matter was adjourned to 28 August 2024 for further mention. Organized labor has kicked against the Federal Executive Council's decision to step down the memorandum on the report of the Tripartite Committee on New National Minimum Wage. Head of Public Relations, Nigerian Labour Congress, Benson Opa, who criticized the failure of OFEC to consider the memo during Tuesday's meeting, said stepping down the Tripartite Committee report creates from injurious speculations. Recall that the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, told newsmen after council meeting that FEC stepped down the memorandum on the new national minimum wage to allow for more consultations between President Bola Tinubu, state governors, local government authorities, and the private sector. Idris said that the council deferred acting on the memo, giving the federal government not to sole stakeholders on the national minimum wage issue. The federal government, organized private sector, and labor had had several meetings on the new national minimum wage, with the NLC and the TUC leaders insisting on 250,000 naira against the federal government, states, and organized private sector's counter-offer of 62,000 naira. State governors have argued that they would not sustain any minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira. The Minister of Information argued that the 250,000 naira minimum wage proposal could undermine the economy, leads to mass retrenchment of workers, and jeopardize the welfare of Nigerians. Meanwhile, the organized private sector has restated its warning that any approval of new national minimum wage above 62,000 naira could spark an industrial crisis and lead to job losses. It said an upward review by the president might lead to non-compliance by employers, which could lead to a series of industrial actions by aggrieved employees. Director General of the Nigerian Employer Consultative Association, NECA, Adewale Ayende, stated this while speaking to newsmen on the sidelines of the 3rd Nigerian Employers Summit on Economic Resilience, harnessing government reforms and private sector agility in Abuja. Ayerinde said private sector's members took the painful pill in accepting the proposed 62,000 naira by Tripartite Committee, and that it was based on a certain premise of concession by the government to suspend implementation of the electricity tariff. The NECA DG added that the government must consider the financial capability of its members to avoid a total shutdown of the sector. We'll take more news after this break. Don't go away.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569. Benue Fashion Show, embracing fusion fashion.
Glad to have you back. Abia State government has said it will pay salaries arrears owed workers in the state civil service in trenches. The Commissioner for Finance, Mike Apara, made this known while speaking to newsmen in Umuahia, the Abia State capital. Apara expressed the determination of the present administration to completely change the narratives of owing workers' salaries because, according to him, workers deserve their wages. Thus, he disclosed that the present administration inherited a debt of 16.5 billion naira of salary arrears owed workers in state-owned institutions of learning. He said the government has resolved to clear the arrears and ensure that the advancement it recorded in other sectors of the economy is sustained. Apara said that the government would commence payments of salary arrears owed workers of state-owned institutions of learning by July or August, with the hope of completing payments by the end of the year. The Abia State Commissioner of Finance added that the Governor Alex Otis administration has not applied for any loan facilities since its assumption of office on May 29, 2024. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the final forfeitment of the sum of over $1.4 linked to the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Ayo Kunle Faji ordered the final forfeitment of the funds to federal government following an application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The Anti-Graft Agency had earlier on May 29, 2014, secured an interim order temporarily forfeiting the money. The judge ordered the publication of the court order in newspaper to give anyone interested in the funds to appear in court and show cause why it should be permanently forfeited. At the resumed hearing, counsel of the EFCC, Bilkisu Buhari Bala, said that the commission has complied with the publication order and no one had come forward to claim the money. Buhari Bala said investigation by the EFCC revealed that the former CBN governor received the dollars as kickback for approving a forex allocation of multinational firms during the forex crisis in the country. The EFCC lawyer said that the country has empowered by Section 17 of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act to make the fulfillment order. With that, we've come to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Before we go, a recap of the top stories. Governor Hyacinth Alia has directed immediate building of classrooms and hostels at Benue State Rehabilitation Center. Organized labor has kicked against Federal Executive Council's decision to step down memorandum of a new national minimum wage. We also told you that Abia State government has said it will pay salaries arrears on civil servants in trenches. Thanks for being part of Countrywide on Benue Television. I am Susan Ayo. Remain blessed.